Hello guys, be here with a Kraftin Kimmie stamps, and today we're going to be making a Christmas card, Christmas in July. So for this card I'm going to be using this stencil, and this is a tremendous stencil, and this stamp is the mix and match holiday sentiment, and then this one is so cute. Look how cute this is. This one is a Christmas is love. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here I have a piece of white cardstock, and is 5.5 by 3.25, and I'm just gonna, I always put a little bit of masking tape because I don't want my paper to move. So this stencil comes with the two, so you have the tree and you have kind of like the branches, or it could be also snow if you use white ink, or if you use maybe white paste or something, you can add that too. But for this one I'm gonna use distress oxide, and I'm going to align kind of where I want my trees to be about there. Let's see, because I want to we're making a shaker card, so this is going to be my background for my shaker, and that's what I don't want to add too much to my trees. I want to make them simple, that way I can add my confetti and it looks kind of snowy or glittery, Christmassy, I don't know. So here is my stencil. Let me go ahead and secure it. Oh, I moved it. That should be good. So this is gonna be like a wintry scene. So my trees, and then here's the snow, and then the sky. But for this one I am going to use rustic wilderness distress oxide, and for the branches I am going to use a lighter one, which is cracked pistachio. But I think I'm going to add a little bit of snow to that, but I'm not going to use a paste or anything, but I'm going to use my white paint marker for this. So I'm going to speed through this part, but you're going to be able to see what I am doing. I like to tilt my page, my cardstock here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. You'll be able to see what I am doing, and when it's ready I'll come back to show you. Okay, so here are my trees are done. Now I'm gonna add the snow, I guess. And here in this stencil you can also add the crown, which we're gonna do as well. But for this part I'm just going to align where I want these to be. So for this part I'm gonna be using the cracked pistachio, and again I'm gonna speed through this part. Now I have aligned my stencil again for the tree trunks, and I'm going to be using tea dye for that. Okay, here are my tree trunks. And now with this part I am thinking, like, you can also do that and add whatever, but if you put it in between the trees like so, you can add more trees to the background, maybe with a different green or maybe even a light gray, so they're like further behind, but I am not like further back, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna leave it as is. And then I'm gonna use this stencil part for my snow. I am going to use a tumbled glass. I am going to speed through this part again. Okay, so I'm gonna create a little bit of sky, not much because it's a snowy day and I don't want too blue, I want it more white. So I am just gonna grab my marker, and this is B00, and I'm just gonna create some lines here, kind of like sky, not much. Just so my background is not too plain. And it kind of matches my snow on the ground, just like that. Then I'm gonna grab B000, and I'm gonna go over those a little, create maybe a little of an extension. And then with the 0, I go over them as well. Because I want them there, but I don't really want them too noticeable. Now I wanted to add a little bit of snow to my background, to my trees. So I have this Sharpie, it's white paint, and I'm gonna add some, and then I'm gonna set this aside so we can work on other stuff while this dries. So all I'm gonna do is add a little snow, just little dots. Can tap them a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this with all my trees, maybe add some in the blue parts that you can actually see, and I'm gonna speed this up and I'll come back and show you. Okay, so here's my background. I am going to set it aside so this paint completely dries so we can use it at the end. Here I have what it's gonna be the frame on top of that background that we created. And here I have also a die. I believe this is from C6 or I don't remember because I threw away the packaging and I put it in a magnet board, but I'm just gonna center it as much as I can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm gonna run this through my die cutting machine, come back to show you. Okay, so here's my window already cut, and here's what I have left. I am not sure if I'm gonna be using this. Maybe here to add a little extra something, but since I am not sure just yet, I'm just gonna put this aside, and I am going to work with this part. So here I have some double-sided tape, and I am going to add around. Here's my acetate piece, and I'm just gonna add it here, and I'm just gonna cut the excess. So here's my background, and I wanted to add maybe a card base that was white, so everything was really white, but it's Christmas, right? So yay! We have to add some shining here. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down, and I use Burley Arts or Burley Art. I don't know why I always say Burley Arts. I'm gonna glue down my background. Let me move it a little. There we go. Okay, so here's the back of my piece, my front window, and then I have these already cut. You can tell I was doing my sequence mix. Look at that. Already cut double-sided, foam tape, and I'm just gonna add it around. Okay, so here's my background. It is perfectly dry, and I have created this sequence mix, kind of like to match the background and my border. I added a little bit of gold. I didn't want to add too much, and let's hope that these little beads don't roll off my table. But I'm just gonna add them in the middle like so. I like my confetti, my shaker cards to be, oh no, to be really full. So I'm gonna add these ones and add them to the top here so they don't roll. Should I add a little bit more? Let's add a little bit more. I really like it when they're like full of the shaker beads. Let's do that. And then that I just save it for another card. I'm gonna go ahead and remove, you can remove half, like half, and then put it and then rip it, but I live on the edge. And I just remove it all. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove these and add it to my card, and I'll show you when it's done. And here we go. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, I love it. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and work on images. Here are my image and my sentiments. So the image is this one from the Christmas is Love set. This is from the same set, Made with Love, and then from Our Home to Yours is from the Mix and Match Holiday Sentiment. I'm gonna go ahead, color this, cut it, fuzzy cut around it, cut my sentiments, come back to show you. Okay, so here is my image. I think she is so adorable. And then my sentiment, I have added some dimensionals on the back of the image, and I'm gonna go ahead and put everything together and show you. And here is my card. I added some of the same sequence mix, some here and some here just to add a little bit extra. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.